Okay, here's the entrance coming to, if you were to come from Lynchburg, you're driving this way. This is the trailer and then a house across the street. Woods. The property starts over here just past the fence. Here's the house from the outside. Couple, probably 150 plus year old oak trees. You have you have a circular driveway, gravel, where you can pull in here, circles around to the right, comes out on this side of the fence as well. Metal roof, vinyl siding, roof is 10 years old. Carport, front porch, sunroom addition. Going to walk to the left of the house. You've got wood fencing around the property, around the actual house, I should say. I'm on the left side of the house, which would be dining room, kitchen, bath and laundry back here. You have a building here which has a hot tub in it. I don't know if the hot tub works or not, but nonetheless, another building here. You've got a small greenhouse. Small greenhouse. And another building with an office. And then some sheds, which I'll video them later. You've got, once you come back here, you've got the field behind you. Woods on your left. Large field. Goes all, let me pan out so you can see. Goes all the way back to the tree line down in the bottom. And then the land goes probably a quarter mile up through the woods up there. And then you have the start of the fruit trees and then the oak trees behind them. I'll get better video of that in a minute. Gonna walk around the back of the house. So I'm walking along the back. You've got a long line of fruit trees here. Some sheds, old buildings. Back of the house, carport. This room here is a small deck that goes into the, it's like a mud room, then leads into the kitchen. 2 bedrooms upstairs. So I'm behind the house to the right. You've got about an acre of open here. More outbuildings for storage. More outbuildings here. To your right, the road is back up here. As you can see, the trailer that I showed from you earlier. The house across the street. To your right is a bunch of like blackberries and so forth, berry bushes. So walking back now. So houses here. There's a building here, which is an office. To your right is a huge field that goes all the way down to that bottom down below there. You'll see the white, oh, panning too fast, around those trees are some bunch of different types of trees. right in front of me, you've got a lot more freshly planted trees. And then you can see the beehives along the fence there. And then here are a bunch of fruit trees in a garden spot where they've got the mulch. Houses up there. To my left is one of those, one of the two buildings. That's the office building. So I'm walking towards the back of the property. Here's the planted oaks that border the fruit trees, which sort of give you a barrier between the field and the fruit trees. The big field to the right. This is just a little strip of woods with oaks and pines that separate the two what I call big fields. You can see the big field back there. Great pasture land for horses, cows. There's already been some fencing done. So there's a lot of barbed wire fence in place. I'm walking down towards the pond. Moon River. I walk down, I'm going to pan back up where I just came from. So you see it's a nice gentle slope, nothing steep. Example of how the trees are labeled. A lot of these trees are labeled with the name and the Latin name as well. More planted trees down here to the pond, which is down at the bottom of this hill just before the wood starts to go up. I'm going to break off for just a second to give an example. This little finger of woods I was telling you about. A lot of different planted trees along the edge, a lot of evergreens. Goes up to big fields. Here, I'm going to pan around. Sorry about the sun. This is a beautiful day. House is up that way. Walking back where I just came from. Headed down to the pond. An example of how some of the trails are marked. There's several trails that go up through the woods. Property goes up to the right through the woods, maybe a quarter of a mile or more, probably more than a quarter of a mile. You can see there's all kinds of trees planted down here, spaced apart. Bluebird houses. Here's the bamboo area I was telling you about over the phone, down by the pond. Looks like the pond's starting to freeze over. Get Chad Duff down here for a hockey game. Bamboo. So you can see this is fenced as well, so if you had any livestock. There's a trail all the way around the pond. Small pond, plenty of water. Let's hope I don't fall in. I'm going to test the dock. It's only 30 degrees out. Here's the dam right here. There's a creek. This creek flows all the way through the property. When I was out here before, my video camera wasn't working, or operator error. This goes all the way through. You can see there's a small bridge. Going across. These signs here mark the trails throughout the property. Mostly pines in there, some poplars and some oaks. This is the bench, I mean the little bridge going through the bamboo area. I'm walking that edge of that tree line I was telling you about. Separates these big fields. I feel like I'm at a garden center with all types of different bushes and trees. Even this area here is mulched. Pause for a moment. So this is the field behind the house. I'm just simply walking back up to the house from the field that is directly behind the house. Got the oaks in front of me. The other side of the oaks will be the fruit trees. Simply looking back from where I came. So you've got plenty of protection behind you as far as woods. Even if somebody were to cut, you'd still have all these woods here that you would have control over. So nobody could cut. I see like plenty of fencing already in place for cattle or whatever animals you want.